Coach, opening thoughts on the win.
That was quite a day. Proud of our guys, how hard they fought. I didn't question that. It took us a while to get going and a little butt chewing in the dugout. But they're fighters, they're competitors. I'm proud of them. St. Edward's is a very good club. We have great respect for them and the way they go about their business. But we're really proud of our guys.
Questions?
I think you said in the dugout, I think we heard you before the seventh started, heard you raising some hell down there. What was all that message about?
That was me venting. I do that from time to time. It's what I am. These guys know that. They respond to it quite often. But the message was wake up. That was the message.
Worked.
Joey, it seems like you've been coming in later than that most games. When you got called in that early, did you expect to be going that long on the mound, or were you just trying to get the next 3 outs, or what was kind of your mindset there?
I was really just focusing on the next guy, then after him, the next guy after that. I tried to just go hitter at a time, and then win inning by inning. Worked out for a little while, but yeah, when I got in there, I wasn't really thinking about how long I was going to go or how many batters I was going to face. I was just trying to get the guy that was up at the plate at that one time.
What about coming back after the delay? Was that coach's decision? Did you have to ask to go back out there? Were you going to make a change at that time? Or?
As far as I know, it was my game. I didn't think there was going to be any change or anything like that, and I felt ready to go. So when they asked me if I was ready, I responded. Felt like I was good to go.
Coach, even though Kyle's been struggling the last couple of days, was that an easy decision for you to make to switch to put Kevin in there?
No, that wasn't an easy decision. Kyle's one of our best hitters. He's in a down time right now. He'll pop out of it if we can play long enough here. But I was. It was easy from the standpoint of it was a good way to get Kevin Elcock in the game, which I've been wanting to do. And Kevin came in and did a good job.
See, he had a really nice at bat. He was, he's patient. He fouled a couple things off until he could get on base. Really, that's all you needed is get somebody on base.
Well, that's what you try to get across to these guys in the situation we were in. We got to a point where we were down 5-0, and you mentioned the seventh inning, and some of the message was, let's just score. Let's get on the boards. Start with one, but that requires a base runner, and so. Once you force people to pitch with runners on, it tends to change the game, put a guy in the stretch, and he has to, worry about holding runners, things of that nature, and sometimes you can get momentum, which is what we did.
PJ, for hitters, you guys were hitting line drives, I felt like, quite a bit today. Squaring them up just right at them. As a hitter and just kind of getting the feel of the whole entire lineup, was there a little bit of frustration starting to build up? Like, what do we got to do to get on base here?
Not really. I just felt like we just had to keep hitting the ball. We saw it pretty well.
I'd say that the double in the ninth was, you guys are pretty much down right to it. You come up and you've been making contact really every time you've been up. You're just trying to find something, just a gap somewhere.
I just wanted to keep it right of the base runner, give him a chance to score.
See, James, walk off or not the walk off, but the home run after you guys really manufacture a run with a balk and a wild pitch. It looks like you just relaxed up there and you crushed that ball.
Yeah, just relaxed.
Give him a mic.
Yeah, just relaxed. Going up there with 2 outs and a man on third, I was just looking for the hit. And after the wild pitch, it was even more relaxing after that. Still looking for the hit though, but obviously it went on the fence.
Yeah.
Did you know you got it when you did it?
It had the trajectory, obviously, because I fell down at first with me in the mud, but yeah, I'll be honest with you, I thought I got it off the bat.
Did you just miss the base or stumble a little bit, or?
I fell and then I didn't touch the base, but going to second, I just was thinking in the back of my mind, did I touch that base? And then I just decided, I had all the time in the world, so I just decided to go back and touch the first base.
You waited for 2 hours to do this, so you might as well, right?
Yeah.
What was the mood? 2 hours is a long time. You get the tarp off, and then it starts to rain again. what do you do in the clubhouse or in the dugout just to kind of keep them relaxed?
That's up to the guys. I don't know if I'm enough in the know to know what keeps them relaxed during a 2-hour rain delay. They were having some fun in the dugout. I know that. I know Trevor was having some fun wearing a lot of sunglasses and stuff like that. And I did see several impersonations of batting stances and such, some pretty good impersonations. So they were staying loose, and those things. There's no manual on what to do. To keep teams ready during that time. It's really up to the players. It's guys' team now, and it's their team.
During the first downpour, and you played through it, and I think you got it tied at that point. Were you thinking at any time they were going to pull you off the field on the first raining session?
Yeah, I think it was getting real close. I know the home plate umpire felt we could play through it, and as it turned out, he was probably right. Those are tough calls, and you have more than just that game to worry about. You have 2 more ball games today that now are starting late, and you don't want to lose the day because then the tournament really gets screwed up, and nobody knows when anybody's playing. So it worked out.
Yeah. Footing out in the outfield, because it took a lot of water, and I think you've got a lake at center field right now. Was it okay out there after the rain?
Yeah, it was okay. It wasn't worse than last night. Last night when it got cold, that's when I was slipping everywhere. But when I went out there and the sun was hitting it, it really wasn't slippery at all.
Just the first base line.
Yeah, just around the first base line.
Yeah.
Coach Wallingford really came up clutch to a couple of big 2-out hits. What was the difference? Because at least from what I can see, it looks like the first 2 strikes, there were kind of swings for him, but then he got to 2 strikes, and it was just about finding the hole as he went to the right side 2 times in a row.
Yeah, well, I think he made good adjustments there. And, anytime we can shorten up the stroke, particularly with 2 strikes, contact's a big deal, putting it in play, especially on the ground with 2 strikes. And you force a catch, a throw, and another catch. And, what guys find out is if they just try to put the ball in play, good stuff happens. And, it's easy to talk about and tell these. It's hard to do when you're a hitter and the rush of the game's going on. It's hard. But he did a great job.
This is kind of for any of you guys. I'm sure that last night didn't sit well to go in such a big hole and then get so close and lose that first game at home. Things looked pretty bleak here for a while today, too. What were you guys able to take from last night's situations and apply to today's game?
We kind of been in that situation a lot over the season. We never feel like we're out of a game all the way until the last pitch is thrown and the last out's made. Last night was tough with just that 1 6-run inning, but we've always battled back all year. We knew we could do it last night, and even when St. Edward's got the lead today, we knew we weren't out of it. We go pitch by pitch, out by out, hit by hit, and we just battle until the whole thing's over. And hopefully, when the whole thing's over, we're celebrating at the end.
Coach mixing the lineups again. Do you take anything away from that, or do you
Say it again?
mixing the lineups again here, and getting hits either way? But do you take anything away from today's in particular, going forward, as far as who goes where, that sort of thing?
Now we'll scratch where it itches tomorrow. That's a day-to-day thing, honest to gosh. So we'll just see what happens there.
Thanks.